We have the story in the news. Well, we had the story. We'll talk about Starbucks, and then we'll go into my tweet so we can talk about the meat and potatoes here. Starbucks will cover travel expenses for employees' abortion and gender change treatments. Starbucks has announced that they will be covering eligible travel costs for employees and their family members to get abortions or gender change treatments if the services are not available within 100 miles of where they live. Quote, in 2018, Starbucks broadened its health insurance options for transgender partners to not only include gender assignment surgery, which had been covered since 2013, but also a host of procedures that were previously considered cosmetic, such as breast reduction and augmentation surgery, facial feminization, hair transplants, and more, the company said in a press release. So this is, Tesla did the same thing, actually. Tesla announced that if their employees need an abortion, they'll cover the costs. I think Amazon did this as well. But let's talk about, this is the news story to kick off what I actually want to get into, so forgive me for the ridiculous segue. But I have a tweet here.
Sure.
I said, what happens if a woman is on the way to get an abortion at 8 months, but goes into labor in the lobby of the abortion clinic and accidentally delivers the baby before it could be terminated? So let me explain the backstory as to why I tweeted this. I was having dinner with a friend in New York, and they said that they were pro-choice. And I said, do you agree with abortion after viability? Viability, of course, is defined as the point at which the baby can survive on its own. He said, well, no, of course not. Right. But like in the first trimester, in the first several weeks, like it's the mother's decision. The government doesn't have a right. And I said, OK. But you say pro-choice, right? So do you think that if like would you favor the Democrats' position? And he assumed, yes, I would. I think the Republicans want to ban it and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, they do. But the Democrats tried passing a bill that would legalize in many states termination of the baby at up to 9 months, up to the point of birth. In Colorado, they've already legalized it. Kathy Tran in Virginia tried passing a bill. Ralph Northam famously talked about it. So the bill proposed by Democrats that was recently voted down does include a provision, H.R. 3755, that says in Section 4, Paragraph 9, Section 4 of course starts by saying a patient has a corresponding right to receive such services without any of the following limitations or requirements. Section 9 says, a prohibition on abortion after fetal viability, when in the good faith medical judgment of the treating healthcare provider, continuation of the pregnancy would pose a risk to the pregnant patient's life or health. I showed this article to my friend and said, I have a question. If the baby is viable, why kill it? And he said, well, you wouldn't. And I said, what would you do? He's like, I don't know. And I said, okay. And he was like, no, maybe they're saying just end the pregnancy. And I was like, right. But that's not, induced labor is not abortion, is it? Maybe. Is that what you're saying? Because if you're saying induced labor or C-section is abortion, I think we're in agreement here. You can end the pregnancy, but preserve the life of the baby. The definition of abortion, according to Merriam-Webster, though, is the termination of a pregnancy, following or directly relating to the death of the baby after the fact. So I don't understand why they would have to create a law and try to pass it that would legalize abortion at all. If a woman is 8 months pregnant and the doctor says, if you continue this pregnancy, you will die, well, then they deliver the baby. They have to remove the baby, right? Why kill the baby in the process when you can just remove it?